Good morning. This is the Big JB for Morning Thunder. This is going to be a little bit of a different video blog. I almost called it a podcast. Because I am sitting in the parking lot. You can see the trees behind me, which is an unusual sight. I am about to go in for an MRI. As some of you know, I get chiropractic work done. I was in an accident a little while ago, and it didn't seem like it was very bad. But I do know a chiropractor whose methods I trust, and I've known him for a long time. Yeah, it's been like 15 years or something like that. So his methods are great. They work. He's not like other chiropractors. So anyway, I've talked about him before. So anyway, I have an issue with my lower back that he's not been able to fix. He uses something called radiofluoroscopy, which is, if you've ever seen those videos of, it's like an x-ray and you're watching somebody chew, and the x-ray is showing you what it looks like inside their mouth. That's essentially what he does. And what he does is he films you using the radiofluoroscopy moving, so he can see exactly what your joints are doing and your bones are doing, so he can target specifically what he's doing. And he's not been able to find anything in my lower back, and so he had me come and get an MRI or CAT scan or whatever. I don't know exactly what the specifics are. He said lumbar MRI, area of interest, lumbar spine. So that'll be. I've never had an MRI before, so this will be a very interesting experience. I've heard that it's like basically putting yourself inside a rock tumbler. I'm going to have to take my rings out, which is okay, because I'm pretty sure that within 45 minutes they're not going to heal themselves closed. But I'm nervous. I'm nervous as all get out. I don't know if you can tell that by the tone of my voice or anything, but I'm definitely nervous. So I'm going to go inside and take care of this, and then I'm going to be back and record a few things on my thoughts for today. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm all done. That was an experience. I have a couple topics to talk about today. I'll tell you about the MRI. If you've never had an MRI before and you're claustrophobic, please make sure that you tell the office and let them give you some Valium. I am slightly claustrophobic, and I think that if I had kept my eyes open during the event, that I probably would have had a panic. It's very small. When people talk about it feeling claustrophobic, that's because, you know, the ceiling is right about here. So it's pretty small. I was able to bring in a CD to listen to while I was in there, which was fine. Oh, excuse me. I kept very still, and it's very loud. Some people say that it's like being in a dryer with shoes in it, and I didn't find that at all. Maybe that's how it used to be. Maybe that's a CT scan. I don't know. But I had an MRI, magnetic resonant imaging, I believe is what that stands for, and it sounded a lot like buzzing and a lot of clacking, bzz, 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 and that kind of thing over and over again. And I got startled a couple times because there was a break, and then it would start doing a new imaging thing. The cool thing is I took those breaks to take a deep breath, and now I'm taking a deep breath and yawning. Sorry. Let's see, the other topic I was going to... Oh, yeah, so anyway, for the MRI... yeah, those are the things. I didn't take any Valium, obviously. I'm driving, so I didn't take any Valium. And it was okay. It went faster than I expected it to go. I thought it was going to be about 45 minutes, but it ended up being much faster than that. And so I'm going to be heading to the office. The other topic that I wanted to talk about, actually, it was a continuation of yesterday. I got a few people who wanted to hear a little bit more about creation versus evolution, so I may do some more of that next week. But I think for today and probably for tomorrow, I'll give it a pass just for a little bit of a break. But there was one thing that Bill Nye said in his comments yesterday that I had a really hard time with. Actually, there were two things that one thing that he said, and then one thing that I was wondering. So my first question is, who the heck is Bill Nye to comment on creationism? Now, I know he's Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I know that he has a bachelor's in science, and I know that he has 2 honorary doctorates. Okay, so these are honorary. He does not have a master's. He did not go through the process of, once he got his master's, of getting his doctorate. He doesn't have a PhD. He has honorary doctorates. That may give him license to be able to put PhD at the end of his name, but he's Bill Nye the Science Guy, and yes, he's been exposed to it, and yes, he probably had to read up for some of the stuff on his show, and I know that everybody has an opinion, and so it's fine to, obviously get on the news and give your opinion. But I think the fact that so many people, and the way that it was presented, made it sound like he's an expert. He is not an anthropological expert. He does not have a degree in anthropology. He may have read up on it, and he may have studied it, and he may feel like he has a good perspective. But I think that the fact that so many people are like, yeah, look at Bill Nye, look what he's doing. It's, especially people who are anti-creationism or anti-religion, just seem to have jumped on that, which I just find annoying, because, like I said, what credentials does he have to be able to talk about that? The other thing that he said, that really ticked me off, was he said something along the lines of, hopefully in 200 years, this line of thought won't even exist. Really? In 200 years, a couple centuries, I think is what he said exactly, Christianity and the idea, before that, the Jewish religion, that's been around for thousands and thousands of years. And that thought of the world being created by God, that's been around a long, long time. And so if he thinks that within 200 years that line of thinking is going to go away, wow, that just stuns me. This is somebody who is not, I don't think he thought that particular line through. I find that, I just could not believe that. I'm sad to say, Bill, that it ain't going away in a couple centuries. So there may be more oppression of that kind of thought, but it ain't going away in 200 years. Those are my thoughts on that topic. So that's it. I'm done. I am going to drive to work. I'm still sitting in the same parking lot, as you can see by the trees behind me. So I'm going to head on to work, and it'll take me about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to get this thing uploaded. So, and obviously, since you're watching it, I've already done that. So, everybody have an awesome day today. This has been this has been the Big JB. You can follow me on Twitter at @VoiceOfTheBigJB. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you later. Bye.